Well, there's one thing for certain. Electric cars will transform the world of motoring. And as they become more mainstream, fuel stations as we know them today will experience a shift in consumer demand. The question is, what can they do about it? Electrified vehicles will inevitably enjoy a certain niche, that's for sure. Buses, trucks and taxis are fast embracing the new technology. But really it's the average Joe like you and I who'll dominate the demand for electric cars. They're fast, they're sophisticated and they're super cool. And before long, they'll be everywhere. The one big issue for electric cars is charging. Consumers on the move have to stop and top up their batteries. But is this somewhat delayed motorist a threat, or is it an opportunity for the roadside retailer?
You know, I'm a futuristic person, so I'm always very positive in terms of future. Future represents always more opportunities to me than threats. But I try not to be naive because, of course, it's also difficult with the future. Moving from something to something new is always very different especially for an organization. But I think what we're seeing now within retail is so exciting with the digital part combined with food offers, combined with new energy sources, and then also combined with a higher, bigger purpose. I mean, the gasoline stations traditionally always been part of the problem, seen from a holistic perspective in terms of we are selling things that pollutes, we are selling sugar and fat, we are selling alcohol, etc., etc. It's not very much positive in that. However, if we can turn into a company that actually with EVs kind of provide green energy, with food we could provide more fresh, more healthy, help people with their eating habits on the go, less sugar, less fat, etc. And that's a trend in the society. And we could be the channel for moving that. I think that's great. That's a higher purpose at the same time as it creates business.
There's one thing for certain. To remain relevant and wanted in a battery-powered age, roadside retailers will have to undoubtedly change and invest.
We started here in Scandinavia more than 100 years ago. And if you see what happened then, it's been always a box that you sell something and then there's been fuel outside. That hasn't changed a lot. Yes, the inside, we have changed something. But I think with EVs, with digital, with everything that is happening now, I think it will happen more change the next 10 years than it has happened the last 100. A business has to work on 2 clock speeds. So you need to anticipate what's coming. And if you have people in the organization working on the 2nd clock speed, what we define as future business, then the adaptation doesn't have to go that fast when it happens because you're already prepared. If you're only working on the 1 clock speed, which is current business, then of course every change becomes very brutal.
Circle K's success in convenience retailing spans more than 60 years, and in Riga, Norway, they've built the largest electric vehicle charging station in Europe. While customers are charging up their battery-powered cars, there's plenty of other things to do here. There's excellent facilities, the food's great, and the people are lovely. But what's more, Circle K is very tech-savvy. There's high-speed internet access, and also some really cool digital interactivity.
Everyone hears the word digital and it's a big buzzword, etc. And it is important, but where do you start? How do you approach this big animal, etc.? And I think a lot of companies need help on that. But when that is said, I also think that's not something you can delegate. And most important, I think, don't think about digital as a separate business. It's the same way of doing business, but you just put digital on top of it.
So digital is becoming obviously increasingly important. I think it was just 5 years back when we had a very, very small amount of our market spent on digital. I remember I went to a Facebook workshop in Copenhagen and we were all looking at each other and saying, what do we need this for? And now we're at the point where more of 50% of our media spend is on digital, and we're also creating a whole new distribution channel for communicating directly to our customers. That is becoming very, very important, playing on relevance, playing on interaction and engagement in that channel, and seeing that we're getting very good feedback on that. We have roughly 500,000 now digital customers in Norway, and that's becoming an increasingly important play for us.
Technology is driving the Circle K agenda in many ways, in operations, in merchandising, in POS, and especially in promotions. Being digital is key, and here in Norway, as well as elsewhere, Mats Danielsen is heavily involved.
Digital just opens up so many opportunities to engage, to entertain, and to have a rich dialogue with your customers.
But you've got a lot of competition for their attention, so how do you break through and get their interaction?
I think the big strategic opportunity is really to be able to build up your own distribution. It's hard, but it's really rewarding. Build it up into your own app, email subscriptions, SMS subscriptions. If you're able to do that and you have that direct conversation with your customers, you don't have to do that much in paid media as everyone else.
Well, so that's how to get their attention. What about this promotion with Circle K? Tell us about that.
Because it's a wash and win campaign, so it means that you have to wash in order to participate, really. So it's a buy and win campaign, purchase-based lottery, really. The big advertising is around the e-golf, which is one of the main prize, really. Everyone that washes gets a paper coupon that they go onto a campaign landing page. They redeem their code and they get instantly an SMS with a digital scratch card. They scratch and they hopefully win. There's going to be one winner every week. It's an 11 weeks long campaign. But everyone that doesn't win the e-golf will win other things like a free coffee, a free soda, a free hot dog, even a free car wash. And that's also part of the very important part of the mechanic, is to get people back into the store to redeem these vouchers and obviously have the opportunity to upsell as well.
Now, execution is critical with this kind of thing, isn't it? How's that?
I think Circle K really stands out. I mean, the way that they do their promotions around the campaign in TV, in radio, across all media. Also how they're doing it outside of the store, inside of the store, and also how they utilize the Circle K Extra Club memberships. So they push out emails to their club members. They even have the incentive for the club members to get 2 of those vouchers if they wash the car. So it's an extra incentive actually also to bridge people into the club as well.
And it's interesting that they've chosen as the big prize an e-golf, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that stands out. I think a fuel retailer having an EV car as a main prize, it's something that draws the attention.
It's modern, it's fast, it's casual. Circle K has a wide appeal, not only attracting regular convenience store customers, but also families who want to sit down and have a quality meal.
So what we're trying to do now with this new concept is to expand our customer base. We're trying to reach out to the traditional fuel retail customer. We're trying to be relevant for women and also relevant for younger people. We're seeing that all our customer base is growing older. And there's 50% women in Norway, but it's not 50% of women in our customer base, and we are intending to do something about that.
Snacking is becoming the 4th meal of the day. Because of the time pressure, because you're constantly on the move, you try to eat in between all of the time, which means snacking becomes a huge opportunity.
Norway has been at the forefront of technical innovation for years and has always had a high regard for the natural environment. But being green for Norwegians is not just about aspiration, it's also about government policy.
So the first thing that people think about is obviously the EV sector, and Norway being the playground for all the car producers on the EV side, and that's good. It adds another dimension to our channel, which we like, and it adds a new type of customer behavior that we also like. EV customers can also be our customers. They tend to sit and eat longer. They tend to spend more money, so we like them. That is one thing. Talking about the green sector, it's not only about EVs. Actually, 10 times as effective as the EV in terms of CO2 reduction is what we do on the biofuel side. So biofuel is a very important play for us. And what we've done together with all the other petrol retailers in Norway has reduced a lot more CO2 than the EV initiative so far. We're having now up to 10% blend on the diesel side with bio, and also 5% on the petrol side. And playing more with that also on the HVO side to the truckers, and also with this AD Blue that removes the nitrogen from the exhaust and totally cleans out most of the toxic stuff from the fuel pipes of the trucks. So there's a big green play here. Sometimes challenging because incentives are moving a little bit around, and it's not always very easy to adapt long term. But we're working hard to be part of it, and so far it's been very good. Constant innovation and also continuous improvement, as we call it, is part of our DNA in Roadside. Very important for us. We're set up in a way that allows us to both focus on current business and do that wisely, plus adding power and resources to develop. Our new EV strategy is an example of that. And I'm pretty sure that with this level of resources and the muscle that we're showing, we will innovate and we will develop fast also in the future.
Apart from the fact that it's freezing outside, here in the store it's warm and welcoming. Operationally, this business is really strong. They have a clear view of the future, they're leading from the front, and they really deliver.
The purpose for us is participating really in making the earth cleaner and people more healthy. And I'm super proud of the business because we are a people business. There's thousands of people working in here, and that makes me really proud.
Well, given how petrol stations haven't really changed their formats from fuel and convenience retailing for such a long time, from what I've seen here in Norway, the future looks both challenging and at the same time very exciting. This is Dan Munford for Retail Vision in Oslo, Norway.